My parents were not playful people. They did not tell jokes or laugh a lot. And when I try to remember how they were when I was a child, I only remember them working very hard and fighting. But once, when I was 5, my mother and father played this game with me. I asked, "Where am I from?" My father listed all the possible places. He started with my mother. "That's where you came from," he said. "Where else?" I asked. "Where else?" "Watts," he said. "That is where I was conceived." Then 80th Street, he said, the place I first knew as my home. Then Los Angeles, then California, all the way from Tennessee, all the way from Africa, my father said. "Where else?" I cried. "From kings and queens?" "No," he would say. "Kings and queens had buckets of gold and we never had any of that." "Yes," I said. "No," he said, and we went back and forth. To prove it, he tried to tell me serious stories about hard times and sacrifices and how far we've come and how far we have to go. Boring, sad stories. And so I said, "I'm not from any of those places, I'm just from California." "Where in California then?" he asked. "California is big," he said. And I couldn't pick Los Angeles because I was already here, so I picked a name I really liked all by myself with the help of television, a crazy, complicated name. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. My mother said. She frowned. "Supercali who?" "Who lives there then?" she asked. "Anyone who wants to," I said. "How you get to these places you're talking about?" she asked. And I was stuck then, I didn't know. How was everyone going to get there? I hadn't thought that far ahead. I loved where I was already in Los Angeles, but I still loved my invented place in California even better, because it sounded like confetti and long streamers coming down from the sky, caressing my face, this other place in California, like glitter and myriad pieces of confetti, the beautiful blue chip stamps my mother and I used to save, and all kinds of other images and words and ideas I couldn't put a name to at the time. These girls across the hallway, I think I like them. I hang out with them lately in the dorm. One is the daughter of some senator in Virginia. Her name is Adelaide Randolph. She's tall and skinny like all the girls who still call themselves cows, even though I'm like 30 pounds heavier than they are. Adelaide has brown hair and green cat eyes, long nails with French tips. She dresses like Michael Jackson, completely. The black hat, the black and red leather jacket, the black pants, white socks, black loafers. She even has the gloves. It's crazy. And she pulls it off, that's the thing. I look like I was smoking something if I walked around SC like that. Even though I'm the black one, she totally owns the look. Some people can get away with anything. And this is the 80s in case you didn't. Her roommate is this super cool girl named Lavender, her actual name, dark or short. But everybody calls her Nurse because of her major. Her parents were hippies or something, and now they're loaded and living in Berkeley. Nurse always wears her hair in 2 long braids and a baseball cap. San Francisco Giants, Jesus. But like Nurse, but I like Nurse, so we don't talk baseball. And Avery's a diehard Dodger fan, of course. It's spring break and they want me to go to Palm Springs with them, but I don't have any money. "You got credit cards, don't you?" Nurse says. "Yeah," Adelaide says. "I got my dad's Amex, so we're totally there. You're going, don't even." So I'm going to Palm Springs with them. "I can't believe you've never been to Palm Springs," Adelaide keeps saying. "I'm not even from here and I've been like so many times." "I know," I say. "I don't know." Adelaide drives her black Jag and plays Michael Jackson over and over. All Michael, Thriller, We Are the World, Pretty Young Thing. Ugh, Nurse says, "Something else, please." But Adelaide says, "It's my car, dude, shut the fuck up." She turns up the music and then yells, "We're gonna scam on some dudes, 2 for me, Nurse." "Hey," I say, "what about me?" I'm sitting in the back seat and I pat Adelaide on the back of her head. "We'll see if there's some hot brothers for you in Palm Springs, virgin." She always calls me that because she thinks it's funny. She keeps saying, "There is no Santa Claus, virgin, or Easter Bunny, or Tooth Fairy. That's what holding out's like. Like you're waiting for one of those lame things to come along and make you happy." "Yeah," Nurse says. Her foot is sticking out the window. She moves her feet to beat it and points her big toe every time on the word it. After a while, nobody talks anymore, and we just look out the window. I've never seen this before, not even on TV that I can remember. Miles and miles of sand and dirt and weeds and mountains the color of 3 different kinds of mustard. Dark yellow, almost brown, bright yellow, like French's mustard. And a yellow with lavender going straight through it. The rocks on the hills look like Mars, and the windmills look like giant white men with arms waving at me like crazy. Over here, over here. And then I'm skipping a little bit. When we get to the hotel, it's all totally worth it, gorgeous. A view of the hills and green all around the pool with huge palm trees that look like they're sparkling whenever there's a breeze. White deck chairs are on all 4 sides of the pool, and there are 4 bungalows facing each other. Sliding glass doors let us out to the pool, and first thing, Adelaide and Nurse are practically naked, bikinis even though they're supposed to be cows. I wear shorts and a long white t-shirt that covers the shorts. Grandma, Nurse says, shit, don't you have a swimsuit? Damn, wear some more clothes, Lord Ingalls, Adelaide says. Where's your fucking bonnet? No, I say, no swimsuit, not since the 5th grade. But don't you want to get in the water, Nurse says? Yeah, Adelaide says. No, I'm not getting in the water. I don't really like it, I say. And why do they like the water so much? It's good if it's hot, but after that. But they won't shut up about it. Even if I wanted to, there's my hair. And if it gets wet, I have to put all that Jerry curl spray in it and moisturize it all over again. And I just don't want to be thinking of hair. So I just tune them out. I put on my Walkman headphones and listen to Squeeze humming, tempted by the fruit of another, tempted but the truth is discovered, feeling the hot air blow across my body like somebody's hot breath in my face and on my neck and across my legs. I close my eyes and dream as sweat runs down the side of my face and into my t-shirt, and I think, I am on spring break in Palm Springs like a regular college girl. The heat takes me in and out of sleep, and I keep my eyes shut, seeing the black and red of my eyelids, smears of yellow, music in my ears, feeling like rubber from the vodka in the wine coolers. It seems like hours and hours pass, and then my eyelids go completely black. Someone is blocking the sun. Ladies, this guy says. He's got 2 beers in his hands, Coronas with lime. He holds them out to Nurse and Adelaide, and they look at each other and roll their eyes. But if they don't want a beer, I'll take it. I'll take a beer from this guy. My name is Rob, he says. He puts the beer down on the pavement and crouches down. He balances himself perfectly on his feet, his hands on his knees. His hair is sticking straight up and it's white in places, like he streaked it, or the sun bleached it. His face is peeling a little bit, but he still looks good to me, even though his eyes are covered by Ray-Bans. But then he pushes them up over his head. His eyes are gray, and his eyebrows are bleached too. He looks like he surfs, like you'd see him in a Gidget movie. Some 50s guy. That's what he looks like. He goes, you guys party? No, says, we don't. Look at me, I'm thinking, look at me and ask. I'll leave these here then, just in case, Rob says. Uh-huh, Nurse says. Thanks, Adelaide says, and she flicks her hand at his back when he turns away like, shoo, you bother me. You guys, I say, you guys are cold. Why'd you shine them like that? He talked to us wearing sunglasses, Adelaide said. I couldn't even see his face at first. She sits up and splits her ponytail in 2 pieces to tighten the rubber band. She lies back down. She says, I'm supposed to take a beer from some dude who doesn't even know that he's supposed to take off his sunglasses when he's talking to people? Please. And then he brings 2 beers? There's 3 of us. Asshole, no class whatsoever. He was cute though, Nurse says. She shields her eyes and looks over at the group of people he's with, all dudes. Yeah, I say, I liked his eyes. Adelaide sits up again and looks at me. She gets up and stretches, and the lines from the chair make a pattern all over her butt and back. She's wearing a black bikini that's sagging in the ass, but she won't eat anything ever. She puts her hands on her hips and points her chin at Rob's group. Too bad they don't have any brothers for you, Ave. We need to find you a brother on this trip. If I were a black dude, I would totally go for you. Why? Because, Adelaide says. She squirts some Bain de Soleil in her hands and rubs it all over her stomach and legs. She pulls her sunglasses down over her face and I can't see her eyes. She says, "You're cute, nice eyes, nice smile, totally mellow." She stops talking and then she says, "You know." But I don't know. Only black guys like nice smiles and nice eyes and mellow girls. I drink some more vodka and orange juice, and then another cooler, and I keep my sunglasses on, and I look at everybody lying around and swimming and drinking. There are no black guys, there are no black girls, there's only me. I just keep sleeping and drinking and listening to music, Joy Divisions, The Smiths, Elvis Costello, Nick Kershaw. Time goes by fast and it goes by slow. The sun is going down and there's the breeze and I want to stay out here all night. I can just stay out here in this chair. But there aren't that many people out anymore, and the ones out here are quiet and cooling off from cooking all day. And where's Nurse and Adelaide? Nothing in their chairs but damp towels like they used to be there but melted away, evaporated, like I imagined them. Imaginary friends, I say laughing, that's so funny. And I get up and I get another wine cooler out of the igloo next to Adelaide's chair. I take it with me because I decide I'm going to do something. A guy is sitting on the edge of the pool drinking a beer, so I get up and go to him. I feel good, like I'm floating. I can feel the hot concrete come up through my feet and travel up my legs and then my face. I sit next to the guy, close, and I put my legs in the water. "Look," I say, "isn't that trippy how your leg looks like it's almost in two pieces when you put it in the water?" He looks at my legs and then at me and he smiles, but just a little. He's dark, super tan, black curly hair and thick fingers that have hair all over him. What is he? Is he Italian or Greek or Mexican or something else I don't even know? He's not black, that I can tell. I put my hand in the water, and then I pull my hand out of the water and just stare at it. It looks like an old person's hand. I put my hand in the water again, and when I take it out, I dribble water up his leg, and he looks at me funny, with squinty eyes, his head turned like James Dean does in Rebel Without a Cause. "I'm Costas," he says, and he looks at me hard like he's studying me. "I'm Avery." "Are you feeling good, Avery?" "Yes," I say, I am, Costas." He nods at my t-shirt. It says Trojans. "What year?" he asks. "Freshman." "Senior," he says. "Go Trojans," I say, and punch my fists in the air. He laughs. "I guess." He peels a little bit of the label off his beer and drinks some and puts it back down. I like Costas. He's golden, I swear to God, and his hair is making these tight waves all over his head, like shiny brown bows all over. I lean into him and smell coconut, and I kiss him on the cheek. He leans away from me. "Man," he says, "Avery, you're wasted, girl." "Yes," I say, "but I like it, though." He shakes his head, and I put my hands on his thigh, and he looks at my hand for a long, long time. I move my hand up a little bit just to see what he will do. There's nothing bad he can do to me, maybe say stop, and that's not going to kill me. I'm not wondering if he thinks I'm cute, because I think he's cute, and that's all that counts right now. He doesn't take my hand off. He stares straight ahead at the hills, all rocky and orange. I say, "The sun's going down," and move my hand up some more. The tip of my fingers is underneath his shorts. "Check out my boy Costas," someone yells behind him. "Getting him some chocolate." He turns to yell at the guy, and when he does, my hand falls off his leg. "You idiot," he says over his shoulders. "You fool." He stands up, and then he gets up and walks off toward my bungalow, but then disappears. I don't want to sit at the pool by myself with those jerks behind me, so I get up to go. I walk toward my room. I'm about to pull on the sliding glass door when I hear someone behind me. "Come here," Costas says, and pulls me to the side of the bungalow where it's dark and nobody can see us. He puts my face in his hands and he kisses me. He says, "You got nice lips. What were you trying to do back there?" "I don't know," I say, and I rub the front of his shorts. "Shit," he says, "okay." He sticks his hand underneath my t-shirt and he feels my boob and I slide down the wall. My legs won't let me stand up again, and I think for 2 seconds. I hear my mom telling me to keep my legs closed, but my legs want to be wide open. Let's do it, I say, let's do it. Slow down, girl. He kneels down and holds my face again. He stares into my eyes. Fuck, he says, you're just too drunk. I'm not doing that, that'd be fucked up. I'm not that drunk, I say. He's hard and I touch him and he takes a deep breath and I say, I swear I'm not that drunk. Okay, he says, he looks around. You can suck my dick, but that's it. Here, he says, and lies down on his back, and he pulls down his shorts. I kneel over him thinking, after this he'll be so into me. After this, even though I don't know what I'm doing. He talks the whole time. Don't just look at, he says, move your head up and down and watch the teeth, but use your hands, but not that hard. No, that's too gentle. A little harder, yeah, like that. He's moaning, he's saying yes, and then he's coming, and I don't know what to do. I'm still kneeling over him, and I smile. He puts his fist to his forehead and stares up at me. He says, you did not know what you were doing, did you? No, I say, I never did that before. He sits up and pulls up his shorts and looks at me like he's almost mad at me. Do not tell me you're some kind of virgin or some crazy thing. I am, I say. He says, what are you, crazy? That's what you want? Some guy you don't know on the side of a hotel room drunk? I don't care about that, I say. He shakes his head. Then I'm glad, and I'm so glad we didn't do that. And be glad I'm not a grade A asshole either. You're nice, I say, I like you. He smiles at me and slaps my face like those Italians in The Godfather, and then he strokes it. You're a trippy girl, he says. Let's get you to your room. We walk around the corner, but when I pull on the sliding glass door, it's locked. I pound on it, and Nurse pulls it open. She looks at me and frowns at Costas. She's better now, Costas says, but she was kind of trashed. I'm fine, I say. Fine, fine, fine. Thanks, Nurse says, and pulls me in. Peace out, she says to Costas. But she doesn't smile, and she slides the door so hard the glass wobbles. There's some guy in bed with Adelaide, passed out, and I can't believe they didn't wake up when Nurse slammed the door. Who's that? I walk closer to the bed so I can see his face. Cute. He's cute. It's the surfer dude from earlier. I whisper, I thought he was an idiot. I thought he didn't have any class. Nurse cracks open a 7-Up and sits cross-legged in her chair. His dad knows her dad, it turns out. Fraternity brothers at SC from a million years ago. He's loaded too. Well, his dad is anyway. But what about him not having class? What about the 2 beers instead of 3? That was before, I guess, Nurse says, and rolls her eyes. True love. Who was that dude, she says. She slurps her 7-Up loud, and Adelaide turns over. She turns over for the slurping sound, but not the door. Nurse says, please don't tell me you did it with him. No, I didn't. Good, thank God, she says. It was just a blowjob, I say. Nurse slaps her forehead. You're not even going to remember it in the morning, trust me. Yes, I will, I say. I'm going to remember this for a long time. He liked me, I say, and he wasn't a brother. Yeah, but what was he? Like Turkish or something? A Jew? Turkish? I don't even know what that is. I shrug. He looks white to me. Yeah, Nurse says, but not white. Well, what's the difference? I don't know, Nurse says, but still, maybe he's Italian or Greek or something? But that's white, no? Nurse turns up her palms like, what do you want me to do? Okay, she says, congratulations, he's white. I'm going outside. She slams the door behind her, trying to wake up Adelaide. But they're totally dead, Adelaide and the guy. They look like a little prince and princess sleeping in those sheets, like in one of those Hans Christian Andersen stories I loved when I was a kid. They're in their own little special world. They're a fairy tale. Palm Springs was totally worth it, even though I've spent so much money. I've already maxed out my credit card. It's the only one I have left, and don't even ask me about the other ones. I don't know how I'm gonna pay it all back. First we split the room, and then Adelaide and Nurse want to go to these places and eat food I've never even heard of before. And even if I've heard of some of this stuff, why would you want to eat it? They order mussels, which look like snot on a seashell. They order pate, which looks like big square pieces of bologna, which would have tasted good if it was bologna, but for 20 bucks. They order 3 different desserts just to try them. Who orders extra food just to try it and then leave it sitting on the table? And appetizers too. How much food do you need? I order the same thing every time because I don't like spending money on something I'm not going to want to eat, so it's burgers and fries and chicken for me. Stuff that actually makes you feel full when you eat it. They always want to split everything 3 ways because it's easier. And it is easier, I guess. I don't want to sit there counting who has what and how much it costs. And I don't want to look like the cheap one. It's all on credit anyway. I just don't even want to know what my balance is. But it's the end of the week and Nurse and I have screwed ourselves because we haven't even tried to write the papers that are due when we get back. Ugh, Nurse says, I'll get it done. Me too, I say, me too. Mine's done, Adelaide says. What? We say when? She turns up Diana Ross singing Ain't No Mountain High Enough. I got it before we left, she says. What does she mean? I ask, what do you mean you got? I got it, Adelaide says. She points. It's so pretty here, I don't want to leave. She keeps her hand on the steering wheel and rolls down the window to make waves in the air with her other hand. And even though the air's coming in so hot, we can barely breathe. The paper cost me just $100, she says. Chaucer, wife of Bath. Like I've got something new to say about that. I got better things to do. Nurse says, shaking her head, but she's smiling. She bought a paper? I had never heard of anyone buying a paper before. Even stupid Anika, and this is her roommate, with all her money never bought a paper. She was always working. But I think about this. I think of Adelaide taking something that is not hers and putting her name on it. Now, it's hers. People can buy that. So is it just stupid for me to do the work? But I have to do the work. It's not stupid if you have to do something. If you have to do it, you do it. But what if I didn't have to? What if I could just spend $100 and get a paper? If I really, really wanted to, I could charge a paper on my credit card, I guess. But no, I could just see myself getting caught and kicked out of school. Mom and Dad, oh my God. I can just hear it. You mean to tell me you're gonna get into USC and then not do no work? You're gonna buy a paper and get kicked out when all you had to do was sit your ass down and write a paper? Ain't got no real work to do, ain't got no time punch to clock, no kids to feed. All you need to do is go to class and pay attention, write a paper and be one step closer to being better off than anybody we ever knew. Is that what you mean to tell me? That instead of doing that, you decided to go ahead and get kicked out? Jesus, forget it, no way. And anyway, I just don't see myself doing that. It's not fair work for a fair grade. Adelaide keeps looking at me while she's driving. Why are you staring at me, she says. What the hell are you looking at? Nothing, I say. I don't know. But I do know. I don't think it's fair that she gets to do whatever she wants. She gets to fuck the surfer dude, be skinny, buy a paper, and look like Michael Jackson.